Hi guys, and welcome to Megsmenopause IGTV. And once again, I've got the lovely Lucy from Lucy's Squad with me today. And today we're going to be talking about metabolism.
Definitely, I think it's something everyone wants to understand.
Every woman wants to know this, yeah, especially me.
So metabolism, that starts to decline, which obviously then, when our metabolism starts to decline, if we're not doing anything about it, we're naturally going to gain weight.
Yeah.
And, you know, so they do, have you heard of this, where they call it the menopause?
No.
So the menopause, you know, like pot belly?
Yeah.
So
Menopause, so we get this. Because I mean, I must say that I have so many women that DM, that write in, that ask all the time, oh my God, how can I've got this like round the middle, I'm just gaining weight.
So it's really interesting because they kind of used to call that middle-age spread, and they still do. So that can happen just as a result of the aging process. So it's not necessarily always to do with the menopause, but it's like we go through the menopause sort of at that age, so that's why. But, Johnson, good news.
Yes, go on, give me some.
We can get rid of it.
Can we?
Yeah, we can say goodbye.
So with the metabolism, so for people who just might not understand, so metabolism is as we eat the food's are calories, and then we burn them, and then metabolism is the thing
that's kind of burns off the calories.
Yeah.
So
and it slows up?
Sure, it slows up. So the reason why is what's called, now I can never pronounce this right.
Okay.
Sarcopenia. All right.
Very good.
Okay, so I think,
not that I know what that means, but
basically, sarcopenia is something that actually kind of happens can start happening as early as in our 30s, right?
Okay,
so this is where our active muscle tissue starts to deactivate. Now, I've got another analogy for you, but I think these really work.
No, they do.
The more you understand how your body works, the more you're like, okay, now I can see what I need to do to change it. So let's think of a muscle. Let's think of like thigh muscle, right? So think of the thigh muscle, and in here, let's think we've got lots of little cars, right? Hundreds of little cars, and they are what's going to be our active muscle tissue. So they're driving backwards and forwards, and that's keeping our muscles toned, and they're fired up, right? So imagine they're burning fuel, so the calorie burn is like petrol. They just keep going, and up until our 30s, we're lucky, we get away with everything.
You do everything,
you don't have to worry. You can go out, party all night, wake up in the morning, eat everything.
Big breakfast.
And that's because all your muscle tone, they're all active. It's like these little cars running around without you having to do any squats, lunges, blah, blah, blah. But then what happens, the body gets a bit wise, and it's like, okay, right.
You've had enough of doing that for you.
If you're not going to work with me, I'm not going to work with you. So what happens, so again, it's just a crazy analogy.
I love them.
Think of all these cars now in your 30s, or it could be middle 30s, early 40s, but it can be as early as 30s. They start to switch off their engine because they're thinking, well, you're not really using me, you're not kind of doing any exercise, so we're just going to switch off that engine because we don't really need to use all that energy. So think of it like that. Now your body is having to burn less energy, right? Because all these car engines are switched off. Does that make sense? So now your calorie burn has like started to decline. But if you then start doing your lunges, start doing your exercise, then those car engines have to switch back on again. Then you've got a fully active muscle tissue, and that's where then your calorie burn goes back up. So you can control what's called your basal metabolic rate, is your hourly calorie burn. And that's where it's, again, really exciting. This is where I think, you know, if women know this and understand it, it's like, oh, that makes sense, you know? So it's like our bodies are so smart, like they are so clever. They do everything without us thinking. So it's like, come your 30s and 40s, it's like, hang on a minute, you're not really exercising, so there's no point me having really active muscle tissue because you don't need it. You're not being that active. But the minute you start being active,
it just starts it again.
Totally. So that is the effect that's known as sarcopenia. Twice, right? Okay.
I've learned something new.
I think I've said it right. So by doing exercise, you can totally reverse that. How exciting is that? So by doing that, what that means is you are taking your natural calorie burn back up again. That's how you can then reduce excess weight gain. So again, doing the exercise, making it a habit every single day is going to speed up your metabolism. And the more toned your body is, so we want this, if you think about it, we want those toned muscles because, we want to be doing the body weight toning because it's going to strengthen your bones. So we want that for osteoporosis, don't we, anyway? We then want your heart health. We've been talking about that. We want that stronger heart. So we're doing the cardio. And both these forms of exercise are going to help to then increase your metabolism. So this is where, you know, weight gain, don't be scared by it. And I think so many people will like go on Google and look at the menopause and think, oh my God, I'm going to put on weight, it's all going to change. It's like, but you can take control of it, you know, and that's where exercise is really good. Some of the best forms of exercise, again, are those ones where I call them the multi-directional, multi-compound moves, because what you want to be doing is doing an exercise that's working multiple muscle groups, because the more tone, if you do, again, let's just go back to the traditional plank. So if you're lying in that position, on your elbows, on the toes, doing that.
So just do a plank.
Yeah, just do a plank, because this is really interesting.
So this is so I can show. So this is called a plank, is it?
Which is perfect. So whilst you're doing this, definitely what you are doing is you're strengthening your core, but you're not really working many muscle groups. You're not getting your heart rate up, all right? And actually, a lot of women can find that a lot of pressure through their knees, gravity pushing down their knees. Whereas if you now come up to a standing up position, what we're going to do instead is we're going to work your abs standing up, and we're just going to do this. We're going to do a straight leg kick like this, just alternating.
Now even that seems hard for me.
So the benefit of this...
See, I've got really stiff here.
Okay, even more so, that's why this is even better for you to do.
Stretch it, because I'm in my hamstrings, look.
But this is where it's going to be really good, flexibility.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you, so there are loads we can do. Were you a dancer? No, it's funny. Everyone went to...
You look like you are, the way you move.
Ex-army. So
you're ex-army? Because you're very feminine.
No, ex-army.
Oh, really?
Private Benjamin. Absolutely.
Oh, it's even better. That's even better.
So with this, so if you think about it, look how many muscles we're now working with this. And I'm going to show you another really good standing ab exercise. Try this one. Right, imagine you're about to do a sprint for me. Come up like that and then bring it back.
So it's like this.
That's it. And then come back down. That's it. So keep going on that leg. Perfect, you got it. So now you're working balance, you're working cardio, and think how many muscle groups we're working. You're working through your arms, you're working this leg, you're working the standing leg, and you're really engaging those core muscles. You see, so this is where, again, doing this sort of training is so much more effective, and yet a lot of women might think doing things like the plank on there. So with this one here, again, you know, you just literally drive that knee up and back, drive it up and back. And you're really having to engage those core muscles more so.
And you have to concentrate as well.
Definitely. But you're working then lots of different muscle groups. So this is going to help speed up your metabolism.
I like that one. I'm not really liking that one because I'm a bit stiff right there.
But the more you do that, you'll find that loosen up. Then anything, the other stuff that's really good is like doing plyometric moves. Now plyometric moves, definitely not sure if I can do this without a sports bra on.
Okay. Well, we go. You need me to do it.
But doing something like squat jumps is going to be amazing.
Right,
Alright? So literally just doing a squat jump like this, just doing those. Really tough exercise, but doing something like that is going to be brilliant. You can do 4 or 5 of those with that, but that is going to massively get your heart rate up and increase your metabolism. And I'm going to explain why, so I'll let you sit down from those. So what you've just done there, by doing those exercises where you really get your heart rate up, would you say, like just doing 10 of those, you can feel the heart rate up?
My heart rate really going,
So you've also had an effect which is known as EPOC, which stands for excess post-oxygen consumption, right? Now basically what that means is all of a sudden you've pushed your body to the max, so it means it's having to now work really, really hard to cope with basically what you've done. So your body is going to be burning calories at a much higher rate for at least 10 hours after a workout, right? And you can Google this, EPOC, excess post-oxygen consumption. So it's actually
stop when I just sat here.
So basically, it's like the afterburn, and that's where again doing these short 7-minute workouts. What I say to people, it's not just what you've done in the 7 minutes; it's actually it's afterwards, the result of it. And that's where, because I did my first 7-minute one, the video went viral. It's had something like 44 million downloads.
No, I know. Can you believe that? 44 million downloads.
But do you know why? It's because it got people results. So then everyone started.
No,
I
love the pictures. Or I mean, and they know that they're not touched up.
Absolutely.
Or your Lucy Squad that send them in.
And they send them in on Instagram so it can be more real.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But where it's so exciting, so a traditional workout, say if you're in the gym and you're on a bike and you're going at a comfortable pace, it's still going to do you good, don't get me wrong, but you're never going to hit that epoch effect, like where you get really out of breath, and that's the bit that has said increases your calorie burn by up to 35 calories an hour for at least 10 hours afterwards. So if you do that, then you can increase your calorie burn by an extra 350 a day.
Wow,
that's amazing. I mean, that's proper science, and I think it's a Japanese doctor called Dr. Tabata who came up with.
I've actually seen that.
It's so interesting.
You get that, can't you?
Totally, because it's about doing those short, intense workouts. So you know,
and it's not just another fad like we have the avocado on toast.
No.
You know, you
it's
think
like
it's a
these
new
are really
trend,
good.
Bit of Soul Cycle now, and this, that, and there's always.
And again, you can do.
But
so
this
it's
is
kind of like
science.
called HIIT training. You know, high intensity intervals. So, you know, you can do it, you don't have to do the jump, you can do low impact and still get the same
result. Like you said, kicking up the legs.
Absolutely. So it doesn't, I'm just showing you a harder variation. But those exercises, that form of training is just amazing for it. So, you know, it's like all this stuff, again, as we said, exercise really is, you know, such so key. And it's key for everything, whatever stage of our life, but even more so through the menopause. So definitely, if your metabolism is going down, just turn it around now. You know how to speed it back up by doing some exercise.
That's amazing, Lucy. See, I always just thought the 7 minutes was the 7 minutes, and now today I've learned that it's burning for a lot longer throughout the day. So it means that, you know, the more you do, and I think if you're like me, because when I was suffering from really bad anxiety and stuff, you know, I kept getting told that, you know, you can change your, you know, when you work out, you release
endorphins. You feel good.
You feel good. And it is true because the more, whenever I sort of get myself out of breath, that's when I know I get that really good feeling. But it's once I'm out of breath. I mean, I won't get it just from, you know, not getting out of breath because I just, you know,
you need to do that, and it just helps. It's so amazing for your mind as well. It's so good for that, and that's where again doing the shorter workouts, because if you know you're just doing 7 minutes and you're doing like I do, you do a minute of each exercise, and it normally starts to get hard at the 40-second point. So in your mind, 20 seconds is doable, isn't it?
You're right,
so you can push to the max, so you get that right effect. Then you're straight on to the next exercise.
Yeah, it's great, brilliant. Well, there you go, ladies. Another little tip.